Shalom and good day all, this is the Healing29 back again for an indie and Marvel comic reviews. And as you can see here, we have the next issue of Hyde Street, woohoo! And the next issue of Psylocke Ninja. I'll now get things ready and organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So, first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It certainly does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, the middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So, as the story begins, we get to see like a bit of an, I think this is more like an origin story around the person who led to sort of like the sisterhood storyline which happened outside of this. And we learn this person's main name and how to sort of like gain the title of sisterhood, and also their work on Hyde Street. So as the story continues, we get a bit more information, learning as to how she took the place of what was actually meant to be for her sister to take the place of where she is now. And guess who's coming to Hyde Street? The Butcher. So, for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. So, first things first, do we get anything time-wise? We certainly do, as we learned that this event takes place in September 13, 1920. So, this is where the flashbacks taking place. Of course, we know everything here is taking place on Hyde Street in the location, but we do get some reference or mentions of like some of the characters who probably be having some returning appearances in the next issues. We didn't quite get to see them in these anyway. So we had Mr. X-Ray, Pranky, the Massenet Monster, Miss Goodbody, Dr. Ego, to which we still haven't found out if Pranky has recovered from Dr. Ego. Of course, we have someone who is called the Scorekeeper now. Then we have the Butcher, and we also have Clarissa, who also connects to Sisterhood. My overall rating for this story is a 7 out of 10. This did actually feel more like a filler issue than like continuing where some of the things have left off. So now let's move into the Marvel review of Psylocke Ninja issue 2. So first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Not so much, but my overall rating for the cover is a 6.5 out of 10. I understand what they were trying to do, but we did not get to see these characters meet as of yet. So there's an indication that it might carry over to the next issue. So now we move into the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, the middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we get caught up with the character of Betty, or Betsy, who is Psylocke, and we also learn of her confrontations with the Chaste, and we also learn something a little bit more in this issue, which I didn't quite expect. Yes, we do get our confrontation with Elektra in the story, but I do feel like maybe her character could come back again, especially after this issue. And as the story continues, it looks like Psylocke decides to surrender herself to the person who is chasing after her, only to set up the return of Elektra in the next issue, and that's why I sort of indicate that she might actually return in the next issue. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. Rating, which consists of time, location, and cast. First things first, do we get anything time-wise? No, we don't. Next is the location. We are following a lot of stuff in Japan as well as Tokyo. We did also travel to Shinjuku. And of course, we did go to southern China in the story. Next is the cast of characters, consisting of Betsy Braddock, who is Psylocke. We had Elektra, we had Quanon, who does sort of come off maybe as her love interest. And of course we had, I think, the Hand as well as the Chaste. My overall rating for this story is a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.